morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to look at a bunch of news. And I know it has been exactly one day since we went through a bunch of news stories, but, well, largely coming out of Japan over the last few hours, to be honest with you, there are a bunch more news stories, so let's go and have a gander. And I want to start off with, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, one of the best deck boxes you will ever see, probably in your entire life. Oh my goodness, look how amazing this is. Now, we've got Eevee there with, you got your Pokemon card logo and a crown because Eevee is awesome. And then all of the energy symbols and a Pokeball to even it up, including ones where Eevee isn't represented, like Fighting and Dragon and Metal. Not Darkness. There is a Darkness type Eevee. I am sorry. I've done a silly in a previous video and I still feel bad about it. I love me some Umbreon. If I don't pull the Umbreon VMAX Special Art, it's going to be because of that. Now, you might be thinking, well, Wassy, that looks like an awesome deck box. I would like that awesome deck box. How do I get a hold of that awesome deck box? And the answer is, the chances of you or I, or indeed anyone actually getting their hands on this is extremely slim. Now, you may have noticed in the Eevee Heroes box opening I did with the lovely Antoine Boulet yesterday, yes, that's right, we did a box opening literally 1 hour after the set released. At 1 a.m. Japan time on release day, we did an opening. I'm kind of proud about that, although all credit to Antoine there who really did the hard work. And what we've got in each pack is a little quiz card. Now, there are 10 in total. The little quiz, riddle, puzzle, call them what you will. There are 10 of those puzzle cards that you can essentially get as a fun little game. Well, it turns out it is a little bit more than a fun little game. Because what you need to do, if you can solve all 10 riddles, you can go over to a special website and essentially enter a lottery. And by entering that lottery, you can win this. Now, I will actually say, if you go onto the website, you can see all of those quizzes. So you can basically go and have a look at them, which is kind of cool. And, well, you can try and guess the answers if you don't speak perfect Japanese. Good luck. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, good luck. Because seriously, right, if you can enter this and actually win, oh my goodness, how cool would that be? How cool would that be? The answer, of course, is very, 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 very cool. So yeah, go and try and win one of those deck boxes. How hard can it be? The answer is, of course, extremely difficult, but you never know. Got to be worth it. I mean, they almost certainly won't ship outside of Japan anyway, but that's not the point. I wanted to show you this awesome deck box, and anytime we've got a series of quizzes that you get in booster packs that you can essentially answer to try and win one of the best looking deck boxes we've ever seen, come on. That seems like the kind of news story we have to be covering on this channel, does it not? Speaking of weird news stories we were not expecting, check out these Eternatus sleeves. Now, if you have a look at these sleeves, one thing should jump out to you very, very quickly, and that is that they are dated 2020. Well, it's not 2020, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2021. So why are there Eternatus sleeves running around dated for 2020? And the answer is extremely simple. Remember the whole global pandemic thing? These were clearly sleeves that were intended to be distributed in some manner last year, and for whatever reason they were not able to be distributed. I'm imagining they were supposed to be given out at some kind of tournament or other. This is not the first time this has happened, incidentally. We saw, I believe it was an Indeedee card that was printed with the wrong year that was given out at one point over in Japan, because why not? Like, at some point, you can either just give up or just start distributing it in a less than ideal situation. and that seems to be what Japan are going for. And while we're here, right, can we just give some props to the Pokemon Company over in Japan? Okay, so it was a stamped 2020 indeed, it was given out late. But let's give some props to Pokemon Company over in Japan, because what they could have done was kind of quietly ignored this, but instead they're finding a way to distribute these sleeves, and as far as I'm concerned, that is pretty gosh darned awesome. Now, essentially, tomorrow, Saturday, May the 29th, there is going to be a live broadcast, and you are going to essentially be able to tweet to enter. And you send out tweets, and you get entered into a lottery. They're not being sold, it is very much done by a lottery, and you can go and win yourself some of these sleeves. Again, I am certain that they are unfortunately only going to be distributed to people living in Japan. I would be stunned if it was anything different, but these are still very, very cool. I expect these to be pretty sought after. Again, not unlike the Eevee deck boxes, there are only 100 of these being given out. So not only are these extremely cool sleeves, but these are the kind of sleeves that in the future are going to be very sought after. They're going to be ones that people really want, because they're just going to be sleeves that are extremely difficult to actually get hold of, and that is pretty gosh darned awesome. Now, speaking of pretty gosh darned awesome sleeves, these popped up on the Pokemon Center website today, and the lovely Antoine Boulet has actually gone and picked some up in a Pokemon Center in Japan, as have other people I've been seeing over on Twitter. Now, this is interesting to me because, well, I showed you the other day, I showed you that there were new products which were coming out for Eevee Heroes. And these weren't among them. Generally speaking, whenever there's a new set over in Japan, there are a bunch of accessories, deck boxes, sleeves, things of that nature that are, released at the same time. And we did see some the other day. There was a video, we saw a bunch. Well, these sleeves were not announced at the same time. They just quietly kind of snuck out. But that's kind of cool, right? I think they're kind of cool. Now, what is super interesting, there was a listing on the website, the official Pokemon Center website in Japan, very briefly for a playmat with the same kind of design. That listing has disappeared. There was also a little box thing as well. But they've disappeared. Now, again, I am seeing these being bought over in Japan. I'm seeing them appearing over on Twitter. I just find it very weird that firstly, these sleeves were not announced when the other sleeves and all were announced. That makes very little sense to me. And secondly, that we saw that these listings went up for products which are being sold in the Pokemon Center in Japan, and yet they then disappeared. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Like, even to the point, over on the website, you can click and follow a link, and it will take you to a listing of all of the products released on the same day, i.e. all the accessories released today. And you can see there we've got the Gengar and Inteleon sleeves and deck box I showed you the other day, the Rotom phone sleeves I showed you the other day, and the Eevee sleeves I showed you just a moment ago. And come on, it is not a coincidence that Umbreon's in the middle. Umbreon is clearly the best evolution. Fight me about that in the comment section if you wish. So, yeah. Little bit weird, if I'm honest with you. Disappearing products. I'm sure there is some completely banal reason why they were they were taken off the website and aren't listed there at the moment. They're being sold in stores. They will be back. But I thought that was a fun story to share. What is unfortunately not a fun story to share, although, let's be honest, potentially quite predictable, is that the Pokemon Japan Championships 2021, Japan's Nationals, have gone and been postponed. They were originally scheduled for the 12th and 13th of June. They will now be held in mid-July. And honestly here, is anyone even remotely confused as to why? It's just one of those things. I want Japanese Nationals to happen, and for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I really want to see what wins. They're always huge tournaments with some of the best players in the entire world. And secondly, They always do big reveals. Admittedly, these big reveals will be done in other ways if not, but I kind of like having this one day where there's a big stream with reveals and new decks, and if you're a Pokemon TCG nerd like I am, it's a very exciting time, even if you can't actually enter the tournament. So, I'm hoping it happens. We all know that there is a chance that it doesn't. We all know that because of the whole Dan Pennick thing, it might not be happening. And that would be really sad and that would suck, but that is unfortunately a risk. As it stands at the moment, it's been delayed by about a month. But we have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. We have to wait and see. My fingers and toes will remain very tightly crossed because it's fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's fun. So there we go. That is the news. Ridiculous products that I'm probably never going to get, and you're probably never going to get. I'm sorry about that. And some news about Japan being, postponing their nationals. So, cool news, weird news, maybe not great news all over. I don't know. Sooner or later, someone is going to get a chance to buy that Eevee Deckbox. The question I really want to know is, how much is it going to be going for? Because I want it, ladies and gentlemen. I want it. But for now, I want to know what you think about all of these news stories, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.